repo here, we can see that this is where we will be downloading the releases. Now let's go ahead and take a look at what ChronicLoader can do. So it does state that it can download direct release assets such as ELF files and bin files. Now this is a pretty cool feature. So for repos like Shadow Melt Plus that has a zip file, it will download that zip file and then pull the payload files out of them. We're definitely going to give this a shot in just a second. Now, another cool feature is that it can back up the autoloader folder to a timestamp zip file so that you always have a backup of it. Okay, I tell you what, let's just go ahead and jump straight into it and get started. So let's go over here to the releases. And if we scroll down into the releases here, we are going to grab the ChronicLoader.l file, so just go ahead and click on that, as well as grab the ChronicLoader settings builder.html file. Now, once you download that HTML file, you can, at least in Firefox, just go ahead and bring it up here and put it in a new tab, and yours should look just like this. And it states here, build your own ChronicLoader settings.json visually, add repos, configure backups, and do some more things. So the first thing is that it has notifications, and it says, would you like to see step-by-step progress pop-ups? And we are going to turn that option on. The next option is to auto-load. In the states, manage auto-load in the boot order, and we are going to allow it to maintain our autoload.txt file. And then there is this option here to append ChronicLoader itself to the end of autoload so it runs automatically on every boot. I think I'm going to turn that option off, as I just want my system to be as lean as possible. Now, if we scroll down into this, we can see that here is where the backups are configured. So this is the autoloader folder snapshots with retention. So we are going to leave that on here, and we're just going to reduce this down to maybe 3 backups. Now, if we scroll down, we will see now there is repos. So this is where I think the magic of this application happens. So the first repo that I'm going to want to add here is going to be ETA hand. So if you go to the public page of ETA hand and just click over here on releases, I'm going to grab this URL right here, and we're going to take it right back over into our page, and we're going to paste it, and we are going to leave this all as default, and let's go to inspect release, and right there you can see it has found the very latest version, which is 2.5b. So now we're going to go ahead and allow it to auto load, and we're going to put a 3-second delay between moving to the next payload. So we're going to click Add Repo here, and right there you can see we have got it added. Let's go ahead and add case stuff in here. So I'm just over here on EchoStretch's case stuff page, and we're going to go to releases. And again, we're just going to stay on all the official builds. So case stuff 1.6.7 is the latest at this moment. Going to copy this URL, and we'll just go ahead and paste it in here. And again, we're going to leave this all as defaults and select inspect release. And right there it is, casestuff.elf. So we'll go ahead and add that repo as well. Now, there is going to be one more repo that I want to add in here. And so that one is going to be Shadow Mount. So if we come over here to Shadow Mount Plus here, and we go into the releases, you can see that there was a release last week which came out. So let's grab the URL again and come back over here and paste that in here. And now what is kind of interesting about this one is that if we scroll down into it, this one is a .zip file. Now it isn't just a .l file, which is what EchoStretch uses, or a .bin file. So this is pretty smart that coming over here, we can select inspect release, and it can pick that family out of it. And we're going to go ahead and give this a 3-second delay again. and we're going to select Add Repo. Okay, so the next panel here is going to be on the auto load queue. So as you can see here, we have got a couple of different files. So we'll move kstuff.elp to the top because this is the one that we're going to want to run first. We'll give this a 3-second delay, and we will just leave the rest of these just like they are. So over here, there is an output and import. You can see that it has a JSON preview. So here is where it's going to pull from a couple of those different types of releases. And then here is the new ChronicLoader managed auto load file, which has our case stuff, the delay of 3 seconds, ETA hint, and then finally shadow mount plus. Now we can just click right over here on download, and it will go ahead and download the ChronicLoader settings.json. Okay, so at this point, go ahead and jailbreak your PlayStation 5. And in my instance, I'm just running ETA hen. Now you might need to come down in here into services and make sure the FTP server is turned on because we're going to use FTP to upload these files. Okay, so I just fired up FileZilla and I'm connecting to my 10.01 system. And as you can see here, I've got my PS5's IP address and then port 1337, and we're going to go to connect. Now, once we're connected, we're going to go over here to the data folder and double click in that. And now the first thing that we're going to do inside that /data folder is we're going to create a new directory here, and we're just going to give this the name of ChronicLoader and hit OK there. And now go ahead and double click and go inside of it. And now we're going to take that ChronicLoader settings.json file that we just generated, and we're going to copy that into the ChronicLoader folder. So right here is my JSON file, and I'm just going to select it and drag it over into the data ChronicLoader. Now at this point, you want to use some sort of payload sender application. I'm just using Netcat UE, and right here is my PS5's IP address, and then over here 9021 is the port, and the file that I'm going to send is the chronicloader.elf, which we downloaded just a little bit earlier. Okay, so back over on the PS5, we've got ChronicLoader loaded here, so let's go ahead and select Inject Payload. And right there, you can see it is doing all kinds of things. So it downloaded kstuff as well as it downloaded ETA hin and then shadow mount. And I believe the last message was to reboot to see the changes. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick peek to see what was actually changed. So if we go again back into the data folder here, and we go down to PS5 autoloader, we can see that automatically it pulled down the very latest atahin.bin file, as well as kstuff.elf, and then it extracted out of that zip file shadowmountplus.elf. Now, if we take a look at the autoload.txt file, we can see that it is loading case up here, and then there is the 3-second delay, ETA hen, and then finally shadow melt plus. Now, on second thought, we do want to run ChronicLoader each time. That way we can make sure we've always got the very latest and greatest file. So I'm just going to come right here, and I'm going to add an additional 3-second delay, and I'm going to paste in here chronicloader.elf. So once you do that, make sure you just come back up here and you save the file, and we're just going to go over here and we're going to overwrite the autoload.txt file that is already in the data PS5 autoloader, as well as we're going to add in the chronicloader.elf file just to make sure we always have the very latest files. Okay, let's go ahead and reboot our PS5 and see this in action. Okay, so my PS5 has just rebooted, so let's run Y2JB now. Okay, and it looks like everything is booting up like normal. We can see we've got ChronicLoader that is working, as well as we've got Shadow Melt, and there is the very latest version of ETA Hin. It looks like it is scanning now, and it found a couple of different games here. So it says Library Saint. So there is one game it was missing that is now been added back. So anyways, yeah, that is very, very, very cool. I really like this project by Stone Modder, and I hope you take a look at it as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Michael